Okay, as you can see in the very corner of the screen, you see little baby Sky. I've literally locked him in this room so I can record this because I need to take care of him. And he, yep, oh, there he is. Oh, okay. Well, let's talk about the race, okay? Oh, he wants to be a star. He knows the camera. I'm telling you, he knows it. All right, I guess he wants to be the star. Do I have to like just record from over here now because you want to be in the shot? Is this how this is gonna go? All right, guys, I guess we're doing it like this. So I'm gonna be completely off-centered. Cool. Shout out to all the Patreon supporters for always supporting the channel. You guys are the absolute best. Now let's get into the clash. It had Ice Cube, Pitbull, a quarter-mile track, and a Coliseum in Los Angeles with stock cars. A lot of things I never thought I'd ever say. I was very excited for this. Indeed, it was going to be interesting race. I didn't really know what I'd see on track, but to be honest, I didn't really care what I saw on track. I cared more about what the atmosphere of the event was like. And this was an event. It wasn't really like a normal race. This was all entertainment. And it was overall pretty good. Like if we want, like, let's just give a short, summary essentially. I think they should do it again. I think they should do same thing next year in the LA Coliseum with some refinements, specifically production wise. I thought the production, I don't know if it was some of NASCAR's decisions or Fox's decisions or whatever it was. I just think the production could have been better. And what I mean by that is just, for example, the halftime show with Ice Cube. They just kind of showed him standing there. And Ice Cube was great. And there was people dancing in the stands. Like, obviously the camera would find some people dancing and having a good time and vibing. But there needs to be a little bit more. It just wasn't atmosphere I was kind of looking for. And I think it's just more of a production thing. I'd like for the race to be at night. That's one thing I would like. I know probably for rating purposes they didn't want to do that because if you put the race at night on the West Coast, the race would end around like 10:30, 11 o'clock on a Sunday night. Not usually ideal, but if like we had the halftime show at night, you could add some pyros in there, a light show maybe. Again, you could have maybe NASCAR when they build the track add some specific lighting things for the halftime show, so you could dim all the lights, you making them go in and out, change colors, whatever, and then have your performance. That's just something that I noticed production, because when watching it, you can't just have people enjoying it at the track. You have to have people enjoying it on TV too. And via TV, it just looked really awkward. It was like just you couldn't really hear the fans a lot until the end, and you just saw Ice Cube kind of just vibing by himself with nothing around him, which was just there weren't even like any fans near him. It was just very odd. That's my biggest complaint of the whole thing. I think everything else was pretty good. I liked the intros. I liked introducing the drivers, each one of them with Gus Johnson. Again, I would like for fans to be closer to them. So I don't know why it was, but when the drivers were entering, that whole section of the track just it didn't have any fans. So it just felt like the fans were kind of farther away from everything. I don't know if you could maybe do the entrance with how they bring the cars in. You can maybe have the drivers come in that way, bring some fans onto the track, find a way to get them back up into the stands when necessary, like we do at most racetracks, fan zone access and stuff like that. That'd be a little bit better. Maybe have like a band or something, playing some music. I'm trying to think of you want to treat this like the All-Star race. That's what I'm trying to think of. I'm trying to think of some of the best All-Star race moments. Like we always remember back in the late 2000s, early 2010s, some of the All-Star race intros were awesome. I really, really loved those. And I want to take those All-Star elements and put it into this Clash race so we could actually have it twice a year. We have the All-Star race and then we have the Clash. If we could make this Clash like the atmosphere and the vibe of an All-Star race, I would very much, I'd like that. I think this was overall a success. I think they should continue to do this. I think they should continue to put it in a large market. Sky, are you asleep? Can I move to the center now? I'm moving to the center. All right, leave me alone. I'd like to see them try New York. Would it even be possible to configure some sort of racetrack in downtown New York? Is that too much to ask? Yeah, it's probably too much to ask for. But for the Clash, I would like to see big markets that have not been targeted before, and use this event to expand the growth of NASCAR, while at the same time NASCAR in its regular season schedule is trying to revamp and bring back North Wilkesboro, go to the Nashville Fairgrounds. You can get both of them. You can go back to your grassroots in the regular season in the summer, but when you're starting a season or you're ending a season or it's an all-star race or it's an exhibition race, think big, think massive, big market, younger age demographic crowd. Try to get some like just drama, beating and banging, wrecks and stuff. I don't think this race was as chaotic as I think I was hoping. The heat races and the last chance qualifier were more dramatic, but even I was thinking 6 o'clock is going to be the clash. I was not prepared for everything to be happening at 3:30. That was, it's a very early. I'd like for the schedule to be pushed back a little bit. Let the heat races and the LCQs start at 6 and let the main event start at like 9. That would be something I'd like, again, closer to an all-star race essentially, which is what I'm envisioning for this, with more of a big market vibe. But the race itself was good. Obviously, Joey Logano was your winner. There was some interesting stuff with the next-gen car. Tyler Reddick's car essentially broke. it was a transaxle or transaxle. I'm not going to act like I know what a transaxle is in a race car. But, yeah, so I think the first 10 weeks, 12 weeks, you will see more mechanical failures than you've seen in recent years. It's a new car. It has a ton of different new things. It's just going to be different, and when it's different and it's new, people will make mistakes, teams will make mistakes, and the car just might fail occasionally. It's going to happen. It's going to be a learning process. So I don't think, like I saw on Twitter, this isn't a good thing for the next-gen car, that it's breaking down. It's going to happen. It's a new car. When anything is new, it's bound to have issues. I always think back to that. Was it the 2005 Charlotte race? Remember when they repaved Charlotte and it was like super shiny black and it was just like extremely slick? I think it was the 2005 Coke 600 and they had like 20 cautions. It's because the drivers, they were on this track and they just couldn't stop wrecking. Was that the race with Dale Jr. and Michael Waltrip wrecking? It's long. Wow, 17 years ago now. That's insane. I was hoping to see Kyle Busch get to the rear end of Logano, be able to hit him, and be able to create some drama. Ryan Blaney threw his Hans device to Eric Jones, but Fox did not catch it. Sigh. I was very critical of Fox last season, and I don't want them to get off to a wrong foot this season. I will be going to Daytona, so I'm not going to watch the broadcast for Daytona, but I'm going to be relying on you guys to kind of tell me how their broadcast is, because that's the most important race of the year, and I really need Fox to just focus down on the production and make sure they do it as well as possible. Other than that, I don't really have much more to say. I thought it was an interesting event. I thought it was a good event. I liked it. I want them to do it again with refinements to make it better. But other than that, it got the season off. It got it started in a solid way. Go to Daytona next. Do they go to Daytona this next week? Like, do they start practice and qualifying? Isn't qualifying the week before? Yeah, I don't know. I always forget this stuff. I'm older now. I never remember the little details. But off to Daytona for the 500. The season will start. And I think every race this season it's just going to feel fresh. I don't know who's going to be fast. I don't know who's going to suffer. I don't know what the car is going to drive like at the majority of these tracks, which is going to make every race pretty interesting in its own right. Even if it's going to be a boring race, it's still going to be interesting because I just don't know what I'm going to see. So that's what I'm very excited for this season. Let me know in the comments below what you think. I'm going to keep this short because obviously this little dude, as you can see, is the star of everything, and he wants some loving and some pets, and he's a king. You are a king, you know that? Yes, you were. Yes, you were. So Sky says goodbye. I say goodbye. Subscribe. If you're new to the channel, guys, we're trying to hit 100,000 subscribers. We're very far away. We're only at 65. I only say only at 65. Well, not 65, like just 65. 65,000, okay? I feel very selfish and disrespectful and arrogant and rude for saying only 65,000, because that's not it's not only 65,000. But we want to get to 100,000 and do that as best as we can. I'm going to stop wasting your guys' time. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your night. I will see you guys tomorrow. And by the way, just one little annoying nitpick I had. Remember when Kyle Larson shot Justin Haley down into the inside wall? He just he was like, you're not going to get past me. And he just went bap right to the, and Haley went down. If I tried doing that in the video game, NASCAR 21 Ignition, if I was Larson, I'd go into the inside wall because the physics system doesn't work on the game. I just want to point that out. I saw it and I was like, I cannot do that in the game. It's very annoying. So let me actually run someone into the wall. It would be very nice instead of me going to the wall every time. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Take care of yourselves. Peace out.